Today's Monday motivation is about staying in touch with what brings you joy. Let's say your well of joy. I think this may seem very obvious, but for me, it has been a profound experience at the various crossroads of my life when I actually stopped to ask myself, is this bringing me joy? And the crossroads I think about in particular is the one that happened in 2017 when I decided to leave a full-time corporate job. Um, it took a while, took several months for me to be able to do that because I needed to find a pathway out, which was becoming a Pilates instructor. But what really freaked me out is that in that moment when the panic attack started and I really started to come face to face with um, unrelenting discomfort in my body and in my heart and mind as well, is that when I said, DK, what makes you happy? When people would ask me or I would try to journal about it, I just got blankness in my brain. And this is one of those, you may be a people pleaser if you ask yourself what makes you happy and you get a blank page. Even if we're not going to be happy, quote unquote, giggling and giddy all the time, that's unrealistic. But we should be at least feeling like we're on the path to achieving our own sense of fulfillment all of the time. I don't think that's a lot to ask. Even if your job is not something you particularly love, but it's a means to achieving other avenues, knowledge, experiences, relationships that bring you fulfillment, then you are ultimately doing something that makes you happy. But when you start getting down a path of waiting to be patted on the back by people, and I have been there, I'm only saying that because I have been there. When you get down that path, then it's a kind of a slippery slope to the blank page. And so I think one of the ways that we can really manage this, and I'm going to make a commitment now that I'm saying it out loud to be better about doing my morning pages, because that has been such an important part of helping to manage this for myself. When I get up every morning and make time to write my thoughts down, to connect with my goals, to connect with, what am I doing in the short term? What am I hoping for in the long term? What is my ideal schedule? What is it that I want my life to look like? And what are the ways in which I'm helping to get there? Because none of that stuff happens overnight. And none of that stuff is like 100% predictable either. Your goals may change, and the things that you might have been counting on to help you get to a certain thing, that might also change. So we have to be flexible, but we want to always remember who we are in the scheme of things and not let the noise of the world and the demands around us steal that from us. And that is part of the Radical Stress Resilience Workshop, is making time for that kind of exploration, and also the way that misalignment shows up in our bodies. So that's really what's on my mind this week, probably because especially that workshop is coming up on Saturday. But yeah, definitely you are worthy of joy, and you need to just only seek it, and it will reveal itself to you. Have a great week and see you next Monday.